Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brendan Plays. This is WWE 2k22 MyGM Mode. We are coming off the WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view in the series, and we find ourselves still behind Raw in the ratings battle. But the good news is our budget is closing in on Raw. If in fact we've actually overtaken them just slightly, so that's pretty good. We've actually started to gain a bit of money. Raw's obviously spending a lot to get their ratings, whilst we're keeping a little bit in the bank. Look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're only in week 6 of 25, so it's not the end of the world that we're losing right now. What matters the most is that we get everything underway, we get our roster sorted, we get our popularity growing, and by the time we reach towards the end of the series, that's when we need to make up as much ground as we possibly can to overtake Raw. Now, obviously the big news coming out of Backlash, Roman Reigns joins the roster. He's got 3-star power. I'm sure that will increase. His popularity is 63. We've got to get that up ASAP. He's only here for a short period of time, so the plan obviously will be to have Roman Reigns feature heavily at our next pay-per-view, which I believe will be Summerslam. So Roman Reigns probably will take on Rey Mysterio for the championship at Summerslam. Obviously, we've got Brock Lesnar as well. We're kind of positioning him to take on Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam as well. Becky Lynch, she's starting a rivalry with Bayley, so that probably will be the SummerSlam match. And then we just kind of need something else, and we probably need some sort of tag team match just to spice up the card and have a bit of variety. I'm not sure what that will be just yet. Now, of course, we've mentioned it many times about potentially bringing in a legend, and maybe a legend for SummerSlam might be a good idea as well, just to beef up the card. I'm not sure which one we would pick just yet. I mean, you could probably have Undertaker and Kane, sign both of them, come in, maybe do a tag team match there. Maybe DX, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, can come in, do some sort of tag team match if that's the kind of way we're thinking about it. But the problem is that, what tag team do we have on the roster to really face them? I suppose Sami Zayn and Nakamura, that's kind of been a tag team we've positioned early on, and that could be a way to keep them relevant. Their popularities are both pretty good, so maybe that's the way to go, because I feel like we will need some sort of tag team match on the card just to spice it up. So yeah, let's pull the trigger. Now, we've been talking about bringing in Undertaker for a long time, but I don't think I necessarily want to bring him in for a tag team match. I feel like a big singles match against someone would be better. So let's bring back DX for the short period of time. Triple H, 62,000. It's going to cost a bit. Shawn Michaels, we get him for 10 weeks. He'll cost over 100,000 as well. So now we don't have a lot of money in the bank, but we've got 2 major stars coming into the roster. Well, we might as well get things underway with that. So we might as well start a call out and get some sort of rivalry happening. We've got Triple H here. And we can have him call out maybe Sami Zayn. We can start that off, unless Shawn Michaels would perform better. Yes, he would. Shawn Michaels apparently got better promo. So we'll do that, and that will at least get Shawn Michaels and Sami Zayn in some sort of situation. And then we might explore that rivalry a little bit more as the weeks go on. So that can kind of get it started, get the ball rolling. Now, the problem is, we're currently planning to spend $86,000 on this show, but we only have $72,000 in the budget. So we were looking to do an Extreme Rules match for our main event to try and get the best possible rating we could, but now we can't afford it, so we're going to have to scale back on that. Instead, we're going to spend $5,000 on the mid-card match or the tables match. We might not do that instead. We might keep that to 0, and we'll spend the $5,000 for the women's match instead to try and have a strong opener. So the card for this week, we got Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley teaming up to take on Bayley and Mandy Rose. So that still intertwines both the Bayley, Becky Lynch, and the Mandy Rose and Becky Lynch situation, as well as inserting Rhea Ripley into it as well. We got Roman Reigns calling out Rey Mysterio, so that will start that rivalry officially. Just a mid-card match for both guys, Roderick Strong, R-Truth, and obviously the Michaels and Sami Zayn. And then the main event, well, Elias requested to team up with Brock Lesnar. He gets his wish, and Kofi Kingston wanted a main event match. Well, he gets his wish as well, so we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. tag team match, Elias and Lesnar versus McIntyre and Kingston, as we start to build towards Lesnar and McIntyre. And we can take advantage of the fact that Kofi and Lesnar have a level 3 rivalry, so that might just help the match quality out a little bit as well. And for the commissioner goal this week, well, our most popular female babyface and our most popular female heel needed to fight each other this week. That's the problem we've got. Becky Lynch only has 30 stamina, so she's in a real injury-prone risk situation. That's probably why I didn't go with the tables match originally there, because I didn't want to potentially get her injured. But we had to have Becky and I believe it might be Bayley as the next popular to satisfy that goal. So yeah, well, it's a risk, but we need to take that risk to try and keep the ratings strong. So let's jump into it and let's confirm the booking of this one, and let's get it underway. Okay, so for the opener, the tables match for the women, who's going to pick up the win? It is going to be Team Lynch and Ripley. 2.5 stars, that's okay, that's a little bit better than usual. Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns, their segment, just an okay rating. I mean, Reigns not the best promo, so it hopefully does get that storyline underway. Strong and Truth, they are in the mid-card, and it's Roderick Strong picking up the win. There you go. 1.5 star there, so no surprise. Shawn Michaels, he's on the show. Big signing for him. Good was his promo rating. And our main event, we won't play this one, we'll play the next show, we'll simulate it, and it's going to be a win for Lesnar and Elias. 2.5 star rated as well. So once again, not a strong show overall. Raw, I'm sure they did good. Let's have a look. I'm sure they've got Hell in a Cell this week again and everything else. Okay, so they had a 3.5 star rated match for their opener, 2.5 star for the mid, and 3 star for the main event. So we weren't that far behind in the main event. They had Kevin Nash and Devil in the main event. And the women's match was decent. No Hell in a Cells and things like that, so they still managed to get 3.5 star. I suppose they had a level 4 rivalry there, and Charlotte did pick up an injury, so that's the kind of the big news coming out of that one. No injuries for us, thank goodness. We needed to stay injury free. So we had a 91 rating score, 49,000 fan gain, and $159,000 profit. So that's big because that pretty much allows us to pay for the contracts of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And we've gained another card this week, a network special power card. And we've got quite a few power cards up our sleeve. 58,000 viewer gain for Raw, and they gained quite a bit of money as well, 165,000. So they are now clearly much wealthier than us as well as the ratings. So we are falling behind in both categories now. But we've just picked up a couple of aces up our sleeve. Gonzalez, my contract is up at the end of the week. I don't think we're going to re-sign her. I'd be interested in staying, and the cost would be 19,000. Well, how about 13,000? You know, a lower card woman on the roster. I don't think so. If you want me to stay, well, you're going to have to go to my original offer. I won't be renewing that. Thank you very much. Thank you for your services. This will be my final week at Smackdown. Yep. Just a note that Becky Lynch now has a stamina below 40. She's vulnerable to becoming injured. Yes, I know. I was a bit worried about that, but she's got through it. So we might have to rest her up this week. Nakamura, I've had enough of this crap. Working at Smackdown has been a complete joke. Shinsuke, I'm just about to get you in a big match. The only way you can convince me to stay is with a $100,000 bonus. Otherwise, I'm ready to walk out right now. What's it gonna be? Yeah, sorry, brother. That doesn't work for me. Look, I don't care, Nakamura. You are not worth $100,000. I could sign The Undertaker for $100,000. I could get Steve Austin. I could get plenty of other guys for $100,000. See you later. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Goodbye. And Elias, I told you, Brock and I really hit it off as a team last week. Thanks for pairing us up. We're looking forward to the next big tag match. I don't think there is going to be another tag match, but, you know, Elias is happy about it anyways. I mean, who wouldn't be happy teaming with Brock Lesnar? If you're teaming up with Lesnar, you instantly become relevant. And Elias has struggled to be relevant for a long time. So that's big for him nonetheless. But of course, we lose our tag team. Our plan was to have, obviously, the big tag team match there with Elias and Nakamura taking on DX. That's not going to happen now. So, other signing potentials, we could bring in Edge for 5 weeks. If we had Randy Orton, that would probably be good. Don't know who else could really team with Edge. Sasha Banks, we could get her on a permanent basis. That would be huge for our roster. We just don't quite have the money for her at the moment, so that's something we'll probably think about at another time. And Legends, well, you know, like I said, 100,000 is a lot of money. We could sign a lot of people for that sort of money, and we definitely can. There's plenty of better options. I'm just not sure now who's going to face DX, because our plan was to have them, and I don't really know what the plan will be now. I mean, do we shift gears? Elias and Lesnar, they think they are such an all-star tag team. Do we just go with it? I mean, that means Drew McIntyre doesn't have an opponent for the show. Maybe. And Triple H, he's a heel, by the way, so we're going to switch him over to be a babyface probably next show as well. I mean, the only option for Drew would be Sami Zayn, since Sami Zayn's doing nothing now. So maybe we could do that. Lesnar and Elias, our new great tag team, they team up, take on DX, McIntyre, and Sami Zayn one-on-one. Considering that Sami Zayn and McIntyre both been close in contention for the championship. Alright, so the next show is all ready and booked to go. We are going to use one of our power cards. So with the one we just got, this will increase the fans we gain this week by a large amount. So we're going to use this one to try and just close the gap a little bit on the ratings battle. So let's use that. Let's hope that we gain a few more fans this week. Now, in terms of gaining another one this week, the Journal, well, we weren't allowed to use any of our current champions. We had to rest both of them. We can't afford to do that because we need to build these rivalries, so we have to use both of them. We need Rey Mysterio coming in on Roman Reigns, doing a run-in, and same with Becky Lynch. It's a bit of a run-in show. We've got everyone doing run-ins because we need to establish rivalries, and that's the best way of doing it without, you know, them actually wrestling each other. So we are booked. Let's get into it. Let's confirm it. And let's start things off with the opening match. It will be Bayley and Rhea Ripley one-on-one. And it's going to be, of course, Bayley winning. But I'm pretty sure it'll be by DQ, thanks to Becky Lynch getting herself involved. Triple H, his role change. He's now a babyface, just went down as okay. Thought we'd be a little bit better than that. Lesnar and Elias taking on Truth and Ciampa. Well, Truth and Ciampa pick up an unlikely win. 3-star match. Wow. There you go. Sami Zayn, he had a promo, excellent, so that works out pretty well for him. And now, let's go see our main event. Roman Reigns will go one-on-one here with Drew McIntyre. Good opportunity here for Reigns to gain a win. As we know, Rey Mysterio will play some sort of involvement in this one, but an opportunity for Reigns to secure a victory just a few weeks away from Summerslam, where he will challenge Rey Mysterio for the Universal Championship. Can't wait for that one. Should be a great matchup and a tough one for Rey Mysterio to try and fight through. Drew McIntyre's opponent tonight, we mentioned earlier on that we're thinking about Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn one-on-one as a potential match. So, good opportunity here for Drew to maybe secure a victory over Reigns tonight and then go on to SummerSlam, beat Sami Zayn, and put himself in contention for the championship. Well, Drew McIntyre got the size, he got the power, and pretty agile as well, so he can certainly match up well with Roman Reigns here tonight. And the sword in hand, ready to go to battle. And you can see he's got Rey Mysterio right there beside him. Rey Mysterio in his corner tonight for this match, so that's the involvement that Rey's going to have. And that might just throw Roman Reigns off his game here tonight. McIntyre ready for a fight. McIntyre ready to try and avenge Rey Mysterio here tonight. Rey Mysterio taken out by Reigns, and McIntyre looks like he's not ready to waste any time. He's telling Reigns, get in the ring, let's go and let's do it now. So this match underway, not officially, but the fight has begun between Reigns and McIntyre unleashing with a few big rights, some kicks. He's doing it all at the moment. Roman Reigns a little bit stunned here to start this matchup. I don't think he was expecting Rey Mysterio to be ringside, and also I don't think he expected Drew McIntyre to be this fired up. McIntyre wants to get some revenge for his ally, Rey Mysterio. Looks like these two have formed some sort of friendship here, and McIntyre ready to go to fight, go to battle for Rey Mysterio here. I think he knows deep down inside a win over Reigns catapults him into the top of the ranks as well. So McIntyre at the moment posing away, showing us how good he is. He's beaten up Roman Reigns to start, and Reigns, he just hasn't got out of the gates yet. McIntyre, oh, clothesline, right to the back of his head. The referee watching on, still hasn't got himself involved yet, the ref, and there we go, he's in now. The referee decides, you know what, it's time to earn my paycheck. I'll ring the bell. It's a tough job for the ref to ring the bell, but he's earned his money tonight. Let's hope he can count to 3. Clothesline there by McIntyre. So this match officially underway, but Roman Reigns has done nothing so far. Barely any offense in at all. McIntyre in complete control. Reigns just doesn't even look like he's ready to fight. Doesn't even look like he's ready to go. And finally Reigns picks up McIntyre and gets some offense in. McIntyre's back goes into the turnbuckle. And Reigns now trying to target that arm. And he stomps away on the hand as well, holding the arm in place. McIntyre getting his head slammed to the canvas as Reigns, he remains in control for the time being. But McIntyre, ooh, tempted elbow drop. Reigns did roll out of the way though, but oh! McIntyre kicking Reigns right in the head, and Reigns has been cut open. A stiff shot right to the head, and Reigns is bleeding, and Reigns has just struggled this whole match. McIntyre in complete control. Rey Mysterio will be very happy with what he's seeing here. Mysterio coming out to support McIntyre. Reigns just hasn't been able to get out of the blocks yet. McIntyre, look out, here comes the future shock. DDT connects. Reigns is down. McIntyre to win it here. Into the cover. Will this be all? No, a kick out of 2. Close, but still this match stays alive for McIntyre. But you can tell Reigns, he's not in good shape at the moment. He has struggled this match ever since McIntyre got the jump on him to begin with. Mysterio ringside as well. It's all working against Reigns. And now he's even bleeding as well as... Oh, Reigns trying for the submission here. Trying to choke out Drew. Drew trying to get out of the hold. He's fending it off at the moment. And McIntyre, with some left hands to the midsection of Reigns, works his way through the hold. Now dodging and weaving a few strikes here. Reigns missing the knee. Now Reigns finally getting something in here. Fighting back here on McIntyre. It's been all Drew. McIntyre has dominated this contest. And Roman Reigns trying to get the boot to the face. McIntyre sweeps him off his feet. Now Drew in the corner, lining him up, getting this crowd behind him. McIntyre with the Claymore kick. Gotta be all. Reigns is down. And Drew McIntyre with a massive win over Roman Reigns. Tough scenario for Reigns. Never really got going at all. And McIntyre with a massive victory for himself tonight as... Whoa, that's Shinsuke Nakamura. He quit. Nakamura quit. What's he doing here? Nakamura ambushing Smackdown tonight. Clearly not happy that we didn't pay him the money that he wanted. And he's trying to hijack the show. Nakamura coming after to McIntyre. Rey Mysterio's there. And he's trying to make sure that Reigns doesn't get himself involved. He's trying to talk Nakamura down as well. And Nakamura beating up Drew McIntyre here. Snapmare in the knee. Trying to take out Drew McIntyre. All because he didn't want to pay. He didn't get paid. And we know that Sami Zayn and Nakamura are close friends. So maybe this is an attack orchestrated by Sami Zayn. McIntyre trying to fend off Nakamura now. There's a clothesline. And Rey Mysterio trying to tell Drew McIntyre, don't worry about him, fight another day, let's get out of here. Worry about Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. Well, instead, Nakamura with one last big kick lays out Drew. Alright, so the results of the main event was Drew McIntyre getting the victory over Reigns thanks to Rey Mysterio's involvement. 2 stars was the rating, so not a strong match rating once again for our matches. Let's simulate the show for Raw, and they did beat us in everything other than the mid-card match this week. And I'm not surprised because we are struggling a little bit with our rivalries and also our popularity, so we've got a little bit of work to do. Raw's best match was Hell in a Cell, of course. Shayna and Bianca Belair. So, no surprise, you keep doing Hell in a Cell matches, it's going to work, isn't it? So, it's hard to book a proper show without, giving away everything. Bayley, 53 pop now. Ripley's got 53, that's good. Lesnar, despite losing, still gains 1. Elias, he's got 47, so he gains a couple. Ciampa gets a couple points. Truth gets a point. And Reigns up to 67 and McIntyre to 62. So there you go. Happy with that. Now, we had an 81 rating score and we gained 55,000 fans. So that's not really a large gain, is it? Unfortunately, we probably wasted that card a little bit, I feel. But we gained $150,000. But yeah, could have been a little bit better. So... oh well, nonetheless, we still find ourselves pretty far behind Raw. They gained 42,000, so we actually gained more fans than them this week. So we actually did make up a little bit of ground. So that's something. It's not a lot, but we are only slightly over 100,000 fans behind. So a little bit of ground being made, and you can see Raw now $500,000 in the bank. Lots of money for them to spend as well, which is the concern. 2 weeks away now from SummerSlam. Roderick Strong's contract is up at the end of the week. 36,000 he wants. Let's offer him 25,000. Does anyone ever accept these low ball offers? No, not really. So we won't be renewing Roderick. We'll sign another free agent instead. So mid card. Triple H trying to remind us that the mid card match isn't really important. The opening and the main event is the important one. So we need to probably position our card a little bit. I mean, I guess Lesnar, you probably should have had him in the opening match. Liv Morgan wants a match with Shotzi. Trusts me on this. Yeah, look, I'll make it happen. Let's see it. Why not? Let's do it. And Bianca, listen, I'm sick of working for McMahon at Raw. Oh, okay. Does she want to jump over? I'm more than happy to ditch my contract and work at Smackdown, and I'll do it at a discount. $129,000, and I'll sign with Smackdown starting next week. What do you say? Well, we had $350,000 in the bank. Another top woman on the roster, especially Bianca Belair, would be great. I'm starting to think maybe we might do that. I mean, we were thinking about getting Sasha Banks, but she was $200,000 or so. So Bianca is a pretty good discount. So let's do it. Let's sign her. $129,000. Let's bring her in. So she'll be a part of the team next week, which is great. Can we see her popularity? Not yet. Okay, so next week we should be able to see that. Okay, so our rivalries we're not still establishing new rivalries, even though we're doing all these interferences and everything like that. So that's kind of really making things difficult. We can't quite end these other rivalries, unfortunately. So that's kind of a little bit difficult at the moment. We're not quite executing well in terms of getting our storylines underway properly. So that's kind of the big issue that we're having at the moment. If we can try and fix that, then we might be able to build. But it's not quite happening. We haven't been able to establish any new rivalries at all these last couple of shows, despite doing run-ins and matches and everything like that. It isn't happening for us. So we are struggling a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, but SummerSlam a couple of weeks away. We still have time to make up for ground that has been lost. Let's hope we can do so. Thank you for watching this episode of MyGM. We will be back for another episode very soon.